So about a month ago, I made this video right here explaining why I believe although Destined Rivals has some really high expectations, I think it will live up to them. And man, it does look like it will do, as we've seen some really strong and beautiful looking cards released for the new Japanese set that will form part of Destined Rivals in Heatwave Arena. Jumping straight into it, we already knew we were getting Ethan's Ho-Oh, which we've seen for a while now, as this was the first SIR card that was leaked. But as we can see here, we also get this Cynthia's Garchomp, which is absolutely fantastic. As you can see, it's in the midst of battle, which is a type of card that we don't really get much, right? Normally it's kind of the Pokemon in their element, in their habitat where they'd be living or something along those lines. But this going more with a battle theme, I really like, and I think the environment around the Garchomp and Cynthia is absolutely phenomenal. To go further, we can look at some of the illustration rare cards that we've seen as well being leaked. For example, this Rapidash, which is absolutely fantastic as well. I love the colours in this. Slightly different artwork in a very close-up shot of Rapidash, but still equally as beautiful. Moving on, we have, of course, Ethan's Typhlosion, which has been heavily talked about recently. It's the card that's most recently been leaked, and it's actually only an illustration rare. I actually thought this card would potentially be an SIR card, but no, we're getting it as an illustration rare. But of course, it doesn't mean it's going to be cheap as such. It probably will be an expensive card. Along the lines of that Magikarp from Paldea Evolve, that Groudon from Paradox Rift, I'm sure it'll reach those upper echelons of the illustration rare cards. Moving on, we also have Misty's Psyduck. I love the route they're going down with this set. They're kind of an ode to some cards from the past, and we'll get into that soon. As you can see, they're kind of trainer gallery-ish, so I'll touch on them later. But as we can see here, Misty in the water with her Psyduck, I think is a phenomenal card. I really like that one. And finally, I'm a really big fan of this Rotom as well. Again, different style of art. I do like the different kind of artworks we have in this set. And I'm a really big fan of the colours in this Rotom IR card. I do just want to say though, despite all these fantastic, beautiful cards that we've got a couple really nice SIRs here. And we've got a plethora of very good illustration rare cards. I just want to touch on this. We have seen absolutely nothing yet. As you can see, this is the list of the Japanese sets in order of their release. And as you can see at the top there, Hot Air Arena, or Heatwave Arena as we're calling it in English, is only got 61 cards. This is only going to form half of the Destined Rivals set, which of course is the English version. As we know, the majority of English sets are made up of 2 Japanese sets. There are some exceptions. For example, Battle Partners is the sole Japanese set that makes up the Journey Together English set. But for the Destined Rivals set, we will be getting Hot Air Arena as well as the next Japanese set to come out, which will be the glory of Team Rocket. So it just passed 700 subscribers. So I want to say a huge thank you to every single one of you, whether you were the first subscriber or the 700th, it doesn't matter. I greatly appreciate every single one of you for the support you show me. And for those of you that are new here and are not yet subscribed, I love to talk about the Pokemon TCG and I make a new video every other day. So if this sounds like something you would enjoy, please feel free to subscribe. And of course, for all of you, if you are enjoying the video, please feel free to leave a like, as it really does help me out. Now, as I said in that previous clip, there are some cards that are kind of an ode to the past, kind of cards we've seen in previous sets from previous eras, and I like that they're going down this route, kind of taking inspiration from cards we've received before, good cards as well, and kind of redoing them in a different way, giving them a different rarity. For example, as I said, there's odes to trainer gallery cards there now becoming IRs or SIRs, and just done in a different way, which means I think they're going to be a lot better this time round. So as we can see here in front of me, we do have Cynthia's Garchomp that we will be getting in the Heatwave Arena set. Now, to show you an example of what I'm talking about when I say there's an ode to the past and ode to the trainer gallery cards, here's your first example. We have the Astral Radiance Trainer Gallery Garchomp V card. Fantastic card, I really do enjoy it. I love the black borders of those V cards, I do miss them a bit, and I love how they contrast with the light blues of the sky in the background. As of course in the foreground, as you see, Cynthia and her Garchomp there. Now, as we can see, to the latter part of 2024, sat around $30, which is a respectable price, but has really flown since the turn of the new year, rising all the way up to around $80, where it started to plateau out a little bit. As we can see, it's starting to drop off and just stay around $80. But that's still a very respectable price for this card. And when you compare it to other trainer gallery cards, for example, here in front of me, I have done a search on TCG Player for trainer gallery cards. And you can't see it thanks to my big head in the way, but it does. I have sorted this from high to low. As we can see, Starmie V is the most expensive trainer gallery card of the 4. Of course, the trainer gallery cards, if you're not aware, are in the 4 sets, which are Brilliant Stars, Astral Radiance, Silver Tempest, and Lost Origin. Of course, Starmie V being the most expensive card across those 4 trainer gallery sets. And as we can see here, Garchomp V, the card we just looked at, is the third most expensive trainer gallery card. So they know it's a good card, they know it's been loved in the past, and they've almost, if you like, bought it back with this Garchomp, Cynthia's Garchomp, as it will be EX special illustration rare card that we will be getting in Destined Rivals. Now, for those of you with a keen eye, for those of you that pay attention to all the little details, you will see that Garchomp was only the third highest valued card of all the trainer gallery cards. And in first place, we had Misty Starmie. So speaking of the devil, talking about Misty Starmie, here we have in fact Misty Psyduck. Now, unlike with this Cynthia's Garchomp here, which seems to be a direct kind of inspiration based on this card here from Astral Radiance Trainer Gallery, this time they've changed it up a little bit. This time we have Psyduck instead of Starmie, so changing the Pokemon, but apart from that, there's still a plethora of similarities. For example, with this Starmie here, as you can see, that Misty kind of chilling, laying back in the water, as she appears to be doing here. Okay, a slightly different pose, but still very similar version, right? As you can see, Misty as well with that same blue swimwear attire, which she has on here as well, sharing the water with one of her Pokemon swimming beside her. This time it's Starmie, but here we have Psyduck. So very similar cards in a number of ways, but I'm glad they are kind of different. As you can see, the artwork's very different. This one here, the Starmie V, the trainer gallery card, seems more like some kind of drawing, almost like a cartoon drawing, versus this one, which almost appears to be some kind of like computerized image. Now, I love both. I think they're both beautiful in their own right, and I'm glad they have their differences, right? I wouldn't like two cards to be too similar, so I'm glad there still are differences there and that the artwork is very different. I do really like this card. And as you can see here from this Starmie V card, very, very, very strong card. We've seen before, or I showed you in the last segment, that Starmie V is in fact the most expensive trainer gallery card we have. So it doesn't surprise me that they have taken inspiration from this card here and used it to create a different type of Misty's card, this time Misty Psyduck, in this new set. So why would they take inspiration from trainer gallery cards? Well, as we know, the route they're going down with these sets is they're bringing back trainer owned Pokemon. As we know, in the title, it will quite literally be Cynthia's Garchomp, Ethan's Typhlosion, Misty Psyduck, right? Which is brilliant. I love that. I love that back from the Gym Heroes Gym Challenge era back in 2000, and I'm glad they're bringing it back. As we know, with trainer gallery cards, they weren't per se quite literally trainer owned Pokemon, because in the title it's quite literally just Garchomp V or Starmie V, right? So I'm glad that they're using these cards as inspiration, because they're very, very strong cards. And for me, although I love trainer gallery cards, the main issue I had with them was the yellow borders. I really do love the grey borders. I think they look so much better than the yellow borders, especially when the entire card is an illustration, right? For example, the Flareon here. This is from the Brilliant Stars trainer gallery. Fantastic looking card. I really do enjoy it. As we can see here, the Japanese version from VMAX Climax, it just looks so much better with a silver or grey border, right? So obviously when we get these new cards in this new set, which almost look like these trainer gallery cards from Brilliant Stars, Lost Origin, Silver Tempest and Astral Radiance, they're going to have grey borders. They just look so much better with those grey borders. So it's good that they're taking inspiration from trainer gallery, and they're going to look even better with those grey borders. So here's the Typhlosion card that I briefly mentioned and touched on at the beginning of the video. Now, this is huge. Why? Well, it's actually the first time we'll be getting a Typhlosion card, at least an OG or regular version of Typhlosion that isn't a Hisuian version, for over 7 years. Yes, the last time we got a regular Typhlosion card from a main line set was back in Lost Thunder, which was back in 2018. As you can see here as well, there was a Typhlosion in the Sun and Moon promos, just to show you just how long it's been since we've received a Typhlosion card. So the fact that Typhlosion being Generation 2, a lot of nostalgia in play there, Generation 2, one of the OG generations, therefore there's people really do enjoy Generation 2. It's a starter Pokemon as well, and arguably the most favourable and most loved Generation 2 starter. Probably one of the best that there has ever been, to be fair. That's obviously up to debate, depends on your opinion. But Typhlosion in general, a very, very loved Pokemon. So therefore, the fact that it's returning after 7 years with such a beautiful, beautiful illustration rare card like this means we could be seeing quite an expensive Pokemon card. As we know, illustration rare cards right now, very, very, very talked about right now, as their prices are going through the roof, even higher than SIR cards. So don't be surprised with Typhlosion returning after 7 years. Such a beautiful card like this could go for quite a lot of money. Now, I did finish recording earlier, but between the point of me finishing recording and now, The rest of the cards have been revealed from Heatwave Arena, so I thought I'd jump back on and go through some of these cards that have been revealed with you now. So guys, here we are on the PokeBeach website. Now, if you're not aware, PokeBeach is a fantastic website, fantastic resource for Pokemon TCG related news. Now, they have given us here today the rest of the cards that have been revealed from the Heatwave Arena set, the cards that we didn't know about prior to today. A lot of illustration rares, trainer cards, full arts, etc, etc. So let's have a little whiz through them. Starting off, if you can see this card, guys, you're a better person than me because I cannot, but it's supposed to be what would appear a Yanma illustration rare card. Moving on, we have what appears to be a Shaman illustration rare card. I'm a big fan of this. I love Shaman, very cute and elegant, beautiful Pokemon. So I'm happy it's getting some love in this set. Moving on, it would appear we have a Misty's Lapras. Very, very, very elegant Pokemon from Generation 1. One of my favorites from the generation. Therefore, I'm happy it's getting some love in this set in form of an illustration rare card. Also here we have an Electrike, which is a very, very, very strong electric type Pokemon from Generation 3. Of course, evolves into Magnetric, which was always a staple in my team back in the day. So I'm a big fan of this card. Some very strong illustration rare cards straight off the bat here. Moving on, we have what would appear to be Ethan's Ho-Oh EX. So this would also be a full art style. As we can see, the cards we have already with Cynthia's Garchomp with the Cynthia silhouette in the background. Same with Avon's Mabastiff here with the silhouette in the background. If you can see that, guys, it's very difficult. It's a very small image, but it would appear it's the same type of card with Ethan's silhouette in the background there. Just to cycle through some more, guys, we have quite a few trainer cards, as you can see here. Not going to spend too much time on them. Of course, trainer cards not as desirable as your mainline Pokemon cards, but there's still quite a few cards that have been revealed. Now, moving on to what would appear to be one of our special illustration rare cards, which of course, as we know, are the kind of the chase cards of the sets. This would appear to be a Yanmega EX. Now, this is a very, very beautiful looking card. I love how the green of the body of the Yanmega pops with the blue to contrast in the background from the water. Very, very beautiful looking SIR card. Moving on, it would appear we also have a fourth SIR card in Avon's Mabastiff. As we can see here, the EX in the top corner, and as we can see based on the style of the art, it would appear that these are the 4 SIR cards that we will be getting in this set. Just want to touch on here a couple gold cards that we've gotten as well. Ethan's Ho-Oh and Cynthia's Garchomp, of course, the 2 SIR cards that we already had revealed early on, will also be coming in a gold card form. Very beautiful cards. I'm very happy about that. Just a final bit of information. It says here, Battle Partners ditched special illustration rare supporter cards, but Heatwave Arena is bringing them back with this Ethan's Adventure card. As you can see, Ethan running here, Cyndaquil, Slugma in the background with Pichu sitting or carrying or sort of clinging on to the shoulder of Ethan. Very, very beautiful looking card, and I'm glad that this is included in this set. So guys, that does conclude things for today. It's been very, very fun to have a look at the leaked cards so far, talk about them with you guys, make comparisons to some cards, similar cards from older sets, from older eras, and also make a prediction on some of the cards we could see revealed to us in the near future. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of the leaks we've had so far and what you think of the set, the way it's shaping up so far. Of course, we've still got a whole other half of it to come in the glory of Team Rocket, but I'm interested to hear what you guys think so far, if you're excited about it, or if not, and why. Guys, if you fancy watching a couple other videos of mine, you can watch my latest ones here where I talk about in here the safest cards you can buy right now in this crazy market, or this one right here where I talk about the aftermath of the market manipulation. Apart from that, guys, my name's Will, I've been PokeCharla, and I'll catch you in the next one.